Welcome to the new podcast, episode number 55. My name is Steven. I am joined as always by producer and co-host extraordinaire Kelly. My man, let's get to it. A big weekend of fights, as they always are this time of the year. 2 Bellator cards going down. Also, UFC wrapping up Singapore. Wasn't a bad card, wasn't a great card. The Rugby World Cup finals are coming down to it now. We have the 2 teams going to the final announced. England will be taking on South Africa in a huge matchup. I can't wait to watch that. You know what I mean? For all the gold, all the marbles, the big one. Super excited. I watched a little bit of it today, watching Wales fall to South Africa, and it was actually a really, really good game. It came right down to the wire. It was intense, right down to the end, It's kind of interesting, you know what I mean? It's just interesting. Different rule sets. It's good shit to check out. If you haven't checked out rugby, check it out. It's really, really interesting. It takes a little while to get used to the rules, but once you get used to the rules, it's actually a very, very exciting game. And we had one hell of a Halloween party last night. How was that party, eh? That was great, man. Fuck. Crazy. Off the hook, off the chain. Everything. Off of everything. Let's get to some MMA news. It was reported earlier in the week that it was first reported that the Russian main event for UFC St. Petersburg was in jeopardy, and it soon was confirmed afterwards that it was, in fact, canceled. Junior Dos Santos has to pull out with a leg injury, bacterial infection in his leg. Have you seen the photo, Kelly?
No, is it staph?
I don't think he didn't say staph. They said a bacterial infection. And judging by the look of it, too, it is disgusting. He's got tubes coming in and out of his legs. Like, it looks gross. It looks like a huge gaping wound. It looks like he got shot in the leg. It looks disgusting. I'm just glad he said he's been on antibiotics for 7 days. He's been in the hospital for a long time, too. Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. If you're squeamish, do not look at this photo. I don't know how the hell he would have gotten it. But, man, that's disgusting. Here's hope for a speedy recovery for Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, it says Junior Dos Santos shows staph infection.
Oh, it was staph, so, yeah. Huh.
It's usually what it is.
Yeah, exactly,
I remember, Kevin Randleman back in the day, before he passed away, rest in peace, had terrible staph infection in his chest and everything, where he had holes.
Yeah, he almost died from that. I'm sure it did shorten his lifespan too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's for damn sure. Yeah. Nasty shit. And he kind of went on. I remember when that happened, he went on a tirade on Facebook, about gross people going to the gym. It really is disgusting.
It is.
You know what I mean? And look what's happened here. You know what I mean? It can't happen by accident, but you know what I mean? I think gym etiquette is, to come with your nails clipped and you're showered, even though you're going to be rolling around getting sweaty and dirty. You got to shower beforehand. That's just disgusting.
There's even soaps like Defense soap that is designed to help with getting rid of staph if you accidentally come in contact with it.
Huh.
So,
good to know, but fear not, folks. We have a replacement, and that is Greg Hardy, stepping in short notice, taking a huge step up, really, in competition against Volkanovski. Size-wise, Alexander Volkov, excuse me. I think size-wise, it's pretty even, you know what I mean? And this could be a huge opportunity for Greg Hardy to really leapfrog a bunch of dudes in the heavyweight rankings if he can just get out of his own way and not get into trouble. You know what I mean? We could definitely see this match, put him right up there. He already has a kind of a hit list of dudes he wants to beat up. He wants to beat up Volkov. He wants to beat up Derek Lewis, and then he wants to go Ngannou. And at this pace right now, I don't see what's stopping him other than himself. That's what's kind of fucking nuts about it. The dude is such a head case, he can't get out of his own way. But only time will tell. Will he make it to there? He's got to win some fights. He's got 2 no contests now. In his young career, he's already got 2 no contests. But I like that matchup. That's what I wanted to say. I like that matchup, especially going into Russian territories. That's huge. That's huge. Do you think he has a chance in that one, Kelly, against Alexander Volkov?
I think he has a chance.
Yeah.
I think Ngannou's gonna murk him.
Yeah, that's a tough. That's, you know what I mean. Two big dudes like that, exactly. You can't let Ngannou punch you in the face. And we've seen Greg Hardy get a little sloppy with some of these cans, and he does get tagged here and there. But you can't give that respect to Ngannou to let him even touch your chin at all.
Yeah.
That'll be coming down soon enough, coming down the pipe. With Vanderlei Silva making his appearance at the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship last week, he has been in talks with them to actually to do a serious signing. And it is official that Vanderlei Silva, the Axe Murderer, will fight in the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship early 2020. Is what it has been announced as. So we could see that, and a lot of the rumors are, it'd be unfortunate, but they want to put him up against Hector Lombard. You know what I mean? I think it'd be a bad move for them. I think they should make Hector Lombard fight somebody and Vanderlei fight somebody, because you put those two dudes in the ring, someone's gonna end up dying probably. You know what I mean? So let's save your talent for to fight another day, and maybe down the road they could fight for a belt or something like that. But I really like the signing. Whatever, Vanderlei Silva's chin's not great. Can this work out for him? I don't see why not. I actually like the move. You know what I mean? I actually like the move, and I'm not appalled by it a lot. I know a lot of internet people were hating on it, but I was like, what doesn't surprise me is Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You know what I mean? They just signed, they had two grapplers fight, you know what I mean, in a two black belts in jiu-jitsu that weren't really known for their striking go into this. So, you know what I mean? And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to throw their hat in the ring and just let whatever the fuck happens happen. Good for them, because they're making money doing it. Whatever. I don't care. What do you think? Do you like the signing, Kelly?
I think it's good publicity either way.
Yeah,
because any time you look up somebody's name or whatever, it's going to show up that they fought in bare knuckle boxing, and people might check that out too. I think it's just a good deal all around. So.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them are getting paid to win-win.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is too. That, maybe Vanderlei didn't want to do it, but then when he started seeing the numbers that they were going to offer him, I think he's like, you know what, I will fight here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, a few $100,000 just to fight one night. You know what I mean? Sure, I'll take that.
It's almost like you'd rather have a quick loss if you're going to fight in an organization like that. Because if you're going to go 3 rounds just slugging it out, man, you're going to have a lot of plastic surgery on your face afterwards, putting all that skin back together.
You know what I mean? Like Lobov and Jason Knight, you know what I mean, are going to go at it again, you know what I mean? Kind of exactly like that. Perfect example.
They're just going to have tons of lines in their eyebrows and shit.
Like wrestlers, when they like blade themselves, and as they get older, the scars are just like super, like where they always would cut themselves in the forehead.
Yeah.
So like as they get older, you can just tell like that scar just is deeper and deeper and deeper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the Diaz has, Nick Diaz has that problem more than Nate, but Nick, you touch him, he starts bleeding.
Yeah, basically, exactly. Dude, he got his forehead shaved down.
Yeah.
Just so he, just so it wouldn't cut so bad, and it's still cut. You know what I mean? Not much you can do about it. Did you see the Conor press conference, Kelly? In Russia, of all places, Conor McGregor throws a press conference in St. Petersburg. Which is the weirdest thing. He's like partnering with Perry Fight over there. I've seen them on Fight Nights Global and M1. They're like I don't even know what the fuck they are. I think they're some kind of gambling website. I don't know exactly what they are, to tell you the truth. Perry Fight. But he is also promoting his liquor. I guess the Proper 12 is now being sold in Russian supermarkets, wherever the hell you can buy beer. So that was huge, but he's also wanted to announce that he is going to be fighting January 18th in Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. But his opponent has not been announced. So we'll see what happens in the coming days. The UFC really hasn't commented on this. They haven't made like an official comment or denied or confirmed it. They haven't really talked about this at all. I think Conor McGregor went and did this press conference almost by himself. Because, he's not, he didn't really mention much other than the Perry Fight and his whiskey, too. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I think he just did the promotion himself.
I saw a highlight where someone threw like a bottle or something at him.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. Oh, crazy.
Whipped one. He was like yelling about something.
Yeah.
And then Conor was saying that like they're putting like his face on turkeys like in a
oh my god.
Something. I don't know what it was. And then the guy like whips like a bottle at him.
That's hilarious.
And then he's like, don't dish it out if you can't take it. That's all it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite entertaining. It always is with Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I missed that part. That's crazy. But yeah, who does he fight though, Kelly? Who does he fight? You know what I mean?
Probably Dustin Gaethje.
Yeah, I like that. I think that matchup too. You know, they are saying there's no way he's gonna fight Frankie Edgar. But I think that could be a tale that maybe he will fight Frankie Edgar as well. But I think Gaethje makes more sense, money wise, and it's, you know what I mean, two dudes who are really, really, you know what I mean, one dude I should say is really, really up there right now. Conor McGregor still makes a name for himself, and I think he may see actually as a winnable fight somehow. If I'm Conor McGregor, I don't think I take that fight. You know what I mean? I don't think you take it. This is a very, very tough dude who is knocking everybody out. You know what I mean? I think that's why, you know what I mean, But
who else do you take? Because I think the other one is like on the table, maybe Donald Cerrone, but that's a bad matchup too,
yeah, big time.
I can see Conor utilizing the body shots with Donald Cerrone. Just he doesn't take those liver shots.
That's true. That is true. He is good at kicking too. He can throw. He can throw some pretty good kicks.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know who's a good matchup for him right now. You know, like there's Ferguson, but that's not a good matchup.
No,
Khabib's not a good matchup.
Yeah, 155 is tough for him right now.
Yeah, it's stacked now.
The rematch with Poirier, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Poirier would work. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's really exactly. There's so many dudes up so high right now at 155. You know what I mean?
Just had surgery too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
I think Gaethje's the only.
Gaethje makes sense because it's such a hard one because you can't give him like a bum or a no name. This is Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you have to give him a main event guy, and I think that out of that whole list, really of the top 10, Gaethje's really the only dude who really stands out. Also has that star power right now, and it also would put asses in seats because if anybody who's an MMA fan would realize this is going to be a stand and bang match. These guys aren't gonna sit around and wait for each other. They're gonna go at it, and I think that's what people want to see. Obviously, at the end of the day, and does it help Conor McGregor's brand too? He goes to war with Justin Gaethje, win or lose. You know what I mean? Without being like knocked out, I think it may help his brand actually a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit. A tough dude to lose to.
He's gonna have to work on his cardio.
He's gonna have to work on a lot of things. That's for sure. Yeah, his chin will be tested. But speaking of Cowboy, the rumor is his next matchup will be Anthony Showtime Pettis.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's a rematch between them. So a second one, I could see it like, headlining some kind of, you know what I mean, like lower level, like backwater Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma or something like that.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that matchup a lot too. I think it really, really works for both those guys in their career right now. Both coming off losses against tough dudes. And, it's two dudes who have just been game fighters. The WEC guys really, really carried that banner and came over and really, were a threat at the UFC, just born fighters. And I like that matchup a lot, too. Can't wait for that one. But it's just a rumor right now. So we'll find out if there's any truth behind that one. Came out that John Jones is just ducking Dominic Reyes. He wants nothing to do with Reyes now. A dude who had said, I'm not going to heavyweight, I'm staying at 205. All of a sudden, Dominic Reyes is the next, big guy to fight. He's like, yeah, I'm going to heavyweight now. I want Francis Ngannou. I'm calling my shot. I want Francis Ngannou at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like, how is it John Jones playing head games here, Kelly? Or do you think he could actually be a little bit scared? That's just odd. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he's scared because going after Francis is like all the things when he's scared would do. But I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. It does seem like he's ducking him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe his coaches don't think it's a great match.
Well, maybe it is. He holds on to his legacy of 205, even though it is checkered and, pockmarked. The guy never lost. He never, ever lost. And if he moves up to heavyweight and still never lost at 205... that's really something you can have on your record forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Losing to Dominic Reyes, being that, 19-1 or whatever the hell he is right now, you know what I mean? It's almost like The Undertaker, just his undefeated streak at 205 could come into it. And I exactly that, Kelly. Like the point you said, though, who is an easier matchup, Dominic Reyes or Francis Ngannou? You know what I mean? I guess if you have to say one, I guess, Ngannou, even, Reyes had a bad showing as well against Volkan Ozdemir.
Yeah. And his wrestling didn't look great against Chris Weidman
No, exactly. He's not a wrestler. You know, Ngannou isn't either, but maybe isn't Ngannou's gas tank a little bit more enticing for a John Jones fight? You know, a dude who's never had a problem, you know, not going the full 5 rounds. Do you think his gas tank is the only thing he'd be like, yeah, you know what, I think that's a dude I'd rather fight than Dominic Reyes? It's kind of weird, though. Yeah. You know, if you think about it, who would you fight? That's a tough call. Exactly. Who would you fight? I guess if I was John Jones, that's the reason I would take Ngannou too, just because he is a bit bigger and slower. He's obviously much bigger and slower, and he tires out. He's been known not to be able to go. You know, I mean, even in the second round, we've seen him tire out. Where Dominic Reyes is real flashy striker, but exactly like that, you could take him down and work him that way. So I thought it was odd. But we will see what happens if he gets, you know what I mean, to make his call out. I'd be excited to, you know what I mean, to see that matchup nonetheless. You know, more heavyweights the better right now, and I think the UFC definitely is starving for heavyweights once again. UFC 245. Holy shit, did it ever get 2 great fights announced for it. Coming down here, the first one, Peter Yan will be taking on Uriah Faber. I'm super excited for that one. You know what I mean? Peter Yan basically going to be getting a title shot after this one. You know, if he wins, or Uriah Faber, because, you know, Uriah Faber just wanted to be leapfrog right to the title shot. And I think that's a huge matchup, 135. But the other, I think, almost the bigger fight announcement is Magic Marlon Moraes will be taking on Jose Aldo at 135. So Aldo drops down to 135. So we see 2 really crazy matchups at 135. You know, 135 division is so weird. You know what I mean? 145 is so good. 125 is terrible. And somehow 135 finds a way to be relevant with these really, really tough dudes. And I really love those matchups. You know what I mean? 2 great fights. Are you shocked by Aldo moving down to 135, Kelly? Or do you think it was a long time coming?
I think it was either retirement or probably move down. Try his best at that,
And I think he got, you know, maybe some of these bigger dudes are getting to him. You know, like the Holloway is a bigger dude. You know, Ortega is like a taller, bigger dude for 145. So I think it's a smart move. Let's break it down here, man. UFC 245 is just getting super stacked with those 2 announcements. It's fucking just off the chain right now, man. Any way you slice it, this is going to be a great card. Going down in Las Vegas, December 14th. Now, I guess it kind of would be their year-end show, because, you know, I mean, the other closer to the New Year is just a fight night. But we see Jessica Ai versus Viviana Raju. Matt Brown versus Ben Saunders. Retirement bout for both those dudes. Brandon Moreno versus Kai Kara France. That should actually be a really good fight too. Mark your calendars for that one. And then Moraes versus Aldo. Yan versus Faber. All right, and then we get into the title matches with Amanda Nunes defending her title against Jermaine de Randim, and Max Holloway defending against Alexander Volkanovski, and then Usman taking on Colby Covington. Oh, I didn't know Usman and Covington have the same record, 15-1. Kind of weird, eh?
That is crazy.
Yeah. What are the odds of that, eh? Huh. Nuts. That's kind of interesting. Who did Usman lose to? I think he may have lost like his first UFC fight, because I think he came from the show or something. No, he lost he lost his second fight under the CFA banner against Jose Caceres.
I have a feeling Kobe's gonna beat him.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's gonna beat him too. Let's go down the rabbit hole here, folks. Let's break it down here. Let's see, who's this Jose Caceres guy? The Fresh Prince of Kendall. What a nickname. 6 degrees of separation. Jose, the Fresh Prince of Kendall Caceres. From Miami, obviously. 14-8. Not a great career. Fought for Titan and Fight Time promotions. Oh, he fought once in the WSOF. He actually won. That's about it, really.
I beat Corey Hill.
Oh, really? Huh?
Any other names?
Yeah, just Usman, really.
Usman, yeah. Oh, Nico Price.
Oh, really? Oh, he lost to Nico Price. Huh, still, yeah, another Florida dude. And looks like he went to war with this Rami Hamid guy. and then lost his last fight. He fought last year, so he hasn't fought in over a year. Interesting shit with that.
Yeah, I'm sure he goes around telling everybody he beat the
Of
UFC champion.
course. Of course.
I beat that guy. I'm better than the whole
I would have
UFC.
too. But Jose Aldo calling out Henry Cejudo, saying he was already calling his shot. Bad move. You got a tough opponent in front of you in Marlon Moraes, and you're gonna try to call out the champ and Henry Cejudo. Risky move. You got to get past a very tough opponent first. As we've seen time and time again in the past, Kelly, these people who look past their opponents, they end up looking up to the lights because they get knocked out because they aren't taking it seriously. And Marlon Moraes has got to be one of the toughest 135-pounders in the world.
Yeah, he might just be playing the game too, though.
Yeah.
Because the UFC likes people who call people
Obviously.
out. They can set up matches better. Yeah.
And I think they would rather have Aldo a champ than Cejudo a champ, that's for sure. Let's round out the week. What do you make of this, the Macy Barber versus Paige Van Zant's Instagram battle that's been going on here, eh? You haven't heard about it? Oh, they got into it, I guess, because Macy Barber called out Paige, right? And then Paige had a response on her Instagram saying, it's all about respect. I'm not fighting you because I don't respect you, this and that. And then she's like, lists all these other fighters she respects, and it's like huge. All their hashtags and shit, And Macy Barber was not on that list of people she respects. And I guess what had happened was that I don't know if it was honest or what, or if Macy Barber was, but the rumor is that Macy Barber was contacting Paige Van Zant's boyfriend.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why Paige doesn't like her. Yeah, Paige doesn't like her for that reason. Weird move by her, but the guy is a fighter too. He's 9-0. He's actually a pretty good fighter. I can't remember his name, Asperlad or something like that. I think he fought in Bellator a few times. So I think he's 9-0. You know what I mean? He's a tough dude, but yeah, something weird like that. Paige Van Zant's boyfriend. But they're going into it, and I think Paige is ducking her. Obviously, I've seen this before in the past where women pull these moves in MMA, like, oh, you can't fight me yet. I remember that's what Miesha Tate was saying to Ronda, saying, no, you can't fight me yet. I don't think you get to call the shot when it comes to that. When somebody calls you out like that, I think you have to answer the bell. I think you got to fight them. And there's no like pecking order or seniority list when it comes to, fighting, especially when it comes to these divisions. They really aren't that stacked. No. You know what I mean? And if someone's going to call you out, especially Macy Barber, who's undefeated, has been beating the shit out of everyone in front of her, I think Paige is scared.
Oh, for sure. Paige knows she's not that good.
Exactly.
She's never going to beat Rose. Michelle Waterson will kick her ass.
Yeah.
I think Tisha Torres would kick her
ass.
You know what I mean? It's just, she's not that good.
She's not that good. Exactly. Nothing. She's tough, and my hat goes off to her for stepping into the ring at all times. But exactly, I just don't see that killer instinct in her sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't see that. That like the Macy Barber intent. You know what I mean?
She's more Bellator material than
UFC. What a diss!
Kind of like Beck Rollins with like more bare knuckle boxing material than Bellator material. There's different levels to the game.
Wow! Shots fired! Wowzer! Well played, Kelly. Well played. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting, and a little bit of hate with them, and I could see a fight coming down with them.
So, like, the only names she's ever actually beat, Felice Herring, which is also a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And
I
Rachel
think that
Ostovich, which is, pretty...
They're both similar. Like, they're both known for their looks a bit more, too, Ostovich and Herring. But they're both, you know what I mean? They aren't terrible fighters, but yeah, exactly. Of those two fighters, I'd have to say, you know what I mean? Easier matchups.
Yeah, but she's won a whole 2/3 of her fights. Good for her. She definitely gets to call her shots now.
Exactly. Says who she is and isn't fighting. Oh, hilarious. Let's talk some video games. Kelly, if I ever told you like there's a phone game, like what would on average for a phone game do you think like a person that's the person would spend? The average person. What do you think? Like on those
game for your phone?
Yeah, like the free games. I'm doing air quotes. Like the free games. Like the pay to win games. What do you think on average somebody would pay for one of those games?
Man, like if they're just buying like all the power ups and stuff.
Yeah, like whatever, right? They're buying exactly the gems. You know what I mean, to make it so you can build your shit faster. You know what I mean?
Like $2 to $5 a month.
Okay. This one guy. There's a game called Transformers Earth War.
Yeah.
It's a phone game, mobile free game, where you just battle as Transformers. Somebody spent $200,000 playing that game on purpose. Like it wasn't a mix up. The dude was so addicted to the game, $200,000 is what he spent on a game.
I hope he was rich, like stupid rich.
He obviously is.
Because if he like sold his place or something, I need the power ups, man.
I need to get Optimus Prime.
Who wants to buy my car? I'll take the bus.
How crazy is that, man?
That's insane.
That's insane. I kind of knew there wasn't like an addiction thing with these games, but I thought that was fucking nuts when I read that. And then all these other stories coming, like a dude spending like $75,000 on a game, on a phone game. Different people spending on RuneScape. I guess you can buy like in-game content of RuneScape, and somebody had spent like 60 grand on that too. I know a person. I'm not gonna name names, but I know a person. You remember that? It was that terrible game where you had your tribe. You know what I mean? Like your little. It was like a war game, you know what I mean? You had your buildings and you had turrets around it, and you would like raid other people's houses. I can't remember the fucking name of the game. It was a terrible, terrible game.
I can't remember.
Yeah, terrible game. But it was super popular. It was super, super popular. I know a dude just spent $3 grand on that game, buying like the power ups and the gems and shit like that. Like, you could have bought a whole computer for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's insane.
You know what I mean?
I've never actually done that. I buy battle passes. Like, that's the most money I spend, and that's like $9 a month. But that's not on your phone. That's like on a console or
yeah, that's an actual game.
Yeah, so I'll spend money on that, but I don't buy like the extra skins and stuff like that. I don't really care about that shit. It doesn't improve the games for me.
No, me either.
And then also, like, I'm old enough to know that games, they come and go with popularity and shit like that. To spend a ton of money on a game that might be shut down in the future just seems ridiculous to me.
Are you gonna play only for a few months at max? You know what I mean? Big whoop-de-doo, right? You know what I mean? Orna, for instance, you know what I mean? You can buy shit in it. You can buy different skins. That's really about the skins, but you can also buy like shrines. So you get like an experience boost for an hour, right? Or gauntlet keys so you can use the gauntlets. I have not spent a dime, on this game, not a single penny, and I've played it to the max. You know what I mean? I'm the same way. I don't agree with like paying for those games. Especially when it's like pay to win. But I just thought that was nuts, man. 200 grand. Buy a house for that. But instead he needed to buy the gold gems for Transformers Earth War. Nuts, eh?
The most I spent on a game on my phone though is probably that I bought Minecraft.
Oh yeah, wow.
Like $10.
Yeah, still, huh? No, I've bought a few good games. I think I bought like $10 on a Final Fantasy or something like that. Yeah. But I bought the game. You know what I mean? I didn't buy the in-game content. You know what I mean? Just rack it up. Exactly. I've bought a few phone games. You know what I mean? But then I end up just getting a DS, and it's you can get a lot of good games on that too. The worst part about your phone is the touch screen doesn't really work well with the controller style. You have to get a different controller, you know what I mean? To use the Super Nintendo game style.
You can hook up the Xbox controllers to your phones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's super sweet. But I did play a ton of Orna yesterday, and I played a little bit today already, just grinding away, battling it out, getting my ass kicked and riding around, but it's just same old great game, man, grinding away. They've announced like a ton of new updates. The game is really going to be changing huge in the next few days here. Just new tier classes, different upgrades, new weapons, new enemies, everything. So the game is going to take a huge facelift soon, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Really excited. Still loving the game, playing, riding around, and playing every day. I'm really grinding to level 190 and 200 just right around the corner, but it's tough. It's tough right where I am right now. Like, still, to get one level up is hard, but still loving it. But one cool thing was that I got the into McDonald's. You know what I mean? The McDonald's Monopoly's out right now, and I got a 14-day Xbox Game Pass. So I said, "Fuck, why the fuck not? This is super cool." So I got the code and everything like that, and played away. Fucking just downloading. I've had the Game Pass before, but it's kind of fun to have it on the 14-day term because I'm really like on to the next game. All right, download this game. On to the next game. But the other good game that was free, I hadn't really turned my Xbox on in a long time to tell you the truth. But they had free was Friday the 13th. Was free. And I downloaded that. It's actually pretty fun. Have you played it, Kelly?
I don't think so.
It's actually pretty fun. So you can it's all obviously online, where you're just starting like a one little map type thing. There's a few different types of maps, and you're either a camper or like the counselor or Jason, right? And it's kind of it's like a time limit kind of like survival game, if I could explain it. So if you're Jason, you have like special abilities like where you can like warp, kind of fast travel to places so you can catch up to people because you can't run, or then you can grab dudes and like do finishers. Some of the finishers are pretty gory and it's pretty cool. So you do different finishers and shit like that, and you have these different abilities. But obviously, as the counselors and the campers, you have abilities to fight off Jason, so you can pick up weapons. So you can kind of you all just start in there, and then you all just start in a map, and then you got to go to do different things. You can either start a car to drive away, so you have to get the car. You have to find the car, get a battery, fill it with gas, and find the keys. So you got to do all that while Jason's around, like chasing you and shit like that. So you can do that way, or you can fix the telephone and call the police. And then you got to cross the bridge, and then Jason can't cross the bridge because he gets shot by the cops. Or the other one is you can call the cops to show up, and then the game just ends. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how you can make your way and live and shit like that. But it's fun being Jason because the different weapons you upgrade to. It's another game where they obviously it's only cost $20, but they want you to buy the upgrade packs and shit like that. Because I came across this one Jason, the dude was like super, super tough because his weapon was just so good. So you can get different weapons to fight Jason, or you can like throw down firecrackers to disorientate him or shit like that. But it's cool because like you get eventually you get like super scared, and then your guy can't run very fast, and it just lets Jason catch up to you and shit like that. So you can you can lock yourself in buildings, or or you hide underneath the bed or hide in a closet or something like that. But if Jason finds you, there's different kill cutscenes. It's kind of cool like that. Or he'll eventually bust through a door or smash a window and get you really freaked out. And it was worth it for free. It was well worth it because there's really not much more to that. The shitty thing I didn't like about the game was the matchmaking was pretty terrible. You could just be waiting for one person, and just be so annoying that one person, could be holding up your game, and then as soon as you get in the game, if Jason leaves, like if Jason just turns off his Xbox, you got to restart again. So it's pretty annoying that way, where they wouldn't just give Jason to somebody else. I thought that was a little bit annoying. But I played the Capcom versus Marvel 3. It was a lot of fun too. It was free on the Xbox Game Pass there, and I downloaded Crackdown 3, so I want to play Crackdown 3, but I haven't played it yet. What other game did I play too? Oh, I got downloaded Minecraft and just played with my son. We just played some Minecraft, had a little bit of fun with that, and that was really about it. But I can't wait to just download games or rapid fire, playing different games, putting Zelda on hold, and just hammering this thing out for 14 days. How about you, Kelly? What'd you get up to?
Just playing Apex still.
Nice.
Yeah, I won that shadow mode twice. I used Mirage. Basically, I just waited till the very end.
Nice.
And I ran towards the ship, and then when I had like 12 seconds left, I hit that invisibility cloak.
Oh, cool.
So I just ran straight there, and basically by the time like I reappeared, I was already in the ship. So.
Oh, nice.
And I won twice in a row like that.
Oh, wow, nice.
But I haven't won since. But I've just been trying to get my because there's so you get points for like killing legends, other legends, and you can unlock stuff. So I'm trying to actually kill other legends.
Oh,
and
cool.
I feel kind of bad because I went into like this bunker the other day, and this guy was like kind of bouncing up and down, and he was probably just trying to tell me that let's work together or whatever. But I actually shot him in the head so fast and killed him. And then I ran past him, and then there was another person on the other end just looking out, and I just shot him in the head too, whatever. I'm like, I'm trying to get my legend at this point. But the first guy felt bad because he wasn't shooting at me.
Right.
But I was just too, quick chick.
Yeah. Wow, that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Knee-jerk reaction is just shoot somebody in that game, right? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just blame it on that. So if you're out there, we're sorry.
So that's kind of bad.
Nice.
But I think my son was telling me that you actually have to get down to like 10 legends for the drop ship to come. I'm not sure if that's true.
Oh, really?
So apparently you have to kill other legends. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's true or not. Probably.
Right.
But yeah, before it's just like, why doesn't everybody just be happy, work together, and
and now you're the one who's ganking everyone.
I'm trying to.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah, the game makes you do it, but you know what? When I get killed, I leave right away. So that way I'm not like killing other legends taken away from theirs. That's how I'm helping. If I die, I leave. God.
Oh, well played. Well played, Kelly. What about the new guy? Have you tried out the new guy?
Sucks.
Oh, does he? What does he do?
He has a drone, and you can like just fly around with it, and like I think you can tag the other team, and then it has like your superpowers, like it gives it this EMP charge, which can like take people's shields away.
Oh, okay.
If you use it well enough, or they don't blow it up in the air.
That does sound lame.
Yeah, but it's kind of like if you do that, you fly over and do that. It's like either your team has to be there without you because you're like off somewhere else flying a drone,
right?
Or like you do that, and then by the time you get back, they're gonna be healed up with their shields anyways.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Huh? They
what
didn't.
Kind of strategic ability?
Yeah. Did they? It doesn't look like they thought that one through.
Yeah, it's almost the only real way I could see it is like maybe there's two teams left, and one team's just like bunkered down with.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
maybe a Watson with fences everywhere, and then like shields or whatever. Like you just bunker down, and one person takes off and looks for the other team.
I could see that.
Other than that, like I don't really see.
Yeah, especially like you said, especially in the beginning, it's so chaotic with so many different teams around. You just be asking for it.
Drone. I've done it by accident in the middle of a firefight and died.
That's
it's so stupid.
Can you like quickly cancel out of it?
Yeah, it takes a little.
I'm sure. Bit. Yeah, I'm sure. Like it's still gonna take 5 seconds,
yeah,
and
exactly.
easily 5 seconds you could be dead.
And you're just standing there with your remote while everyone's shooting around you.
I'm helping.
Yeah. So stupid because I switch through the legends so often.
Right.
That sometimes I forget which one I am and I accidentally use their ability. And I'm like, oh crap.
Ah, damn it.
I do it with Lifeline too. I'm just running. Here's a health drone for you. I'm like, oh fuck. I don't know why I did that.
That's hilarious. Here's a life drone for you. Whoopsie daisy. Well, let's do it, man. Back by popular demand. Reviewing the reviews. Sticking international. Going all the way to St. Petersburg, Russia. And what other place can we do other than KFC? McDonald's disgusting cousin. But this one's quite popular. Obviously, you know, Russia's got a huge population over there. This one's huge, though. It's right in St. Petersburg. 4.2 stars out of 3,506 reviews. It actually looks pretty clean. It looks pretty normal. I don't know what I expected over there. It looks like your normal average KFC, really. But the one difference is you can get beer at KFC in Russia. Like, what are they living in over there? That sounds amazing. Beer at KFC. It's mixed reviews, though. A lot of good stars. It's pretty good, but there's obviously a lot of 1 stars too. What was this one here this was a funny one too. This is getting it started here. DLR, 3 stars, 4 months ago, 48 reviews, 15 photos. Weird. It's very, very weird. Why you didn't say this?
It looks like he's almost comparing it to a pub.
Kind of, I guess so, yeah. Good place to rest. Watch the St. Petersburg clouds flow past and enjoy the canal with a cold beer. Not bad. Not bad. Very weird.
That does sound nice.
I know, yeah. So he only gave him 3 stars, though. Good place to rest. Watch St. Petersburg go by with some chicken and a cold beer. Very accurate. Oh, this person just said, like every other KFC. Wow, that's interesting. 4 stars. This one's hilarious. 5 stars. You can eat your meal on the 2nd floor.
Wow. 5 stars.
5 stars.
2nd floor?
This place has 2 floors, and you can eat on the 2nd one.
That's amazing.
That's 5 stars. That is beautiful. It's a real big one for this guy. This is weird. They have pizza there?
They have everything, man. It is a pub in Russia. KFC is a pub in Russia.
Weird. Yeah, that's super. Why the hell? I don't think this guy has reviewed the right place. This guy's done a lot. AS 368 reviews, 5,728 photos. Holy shit! I think that's an and new podcast record for photos by a psycho person. 5,000? It says almost 6,000 photos he's taken. That's a lot.
He likes photos.
I guess so. 6 people liked his review, though. Excellent place with a different character characterized. Okay. Characterized by good handling and attention to the guest. I wish to visit the place again if I had the opportunity again, perhaps next year. This is a big trip. I'm making my big trip to go get some KFC pizza in St. Petersburg. That is crazy. And they have a picture of the menu. Odd. Where the hell are the 1 stars here? Hey, this one's awesome. 3 stars. It's okay. That's awesome. Damn it, Russia. Oh, here we go. This is great. Oh, shit. PK, 173 reviews, 500 photos, 1 star, 10 months ago. It is not real chicken. Chicken is not crispy. Chicken is not crispy. How are they making this chicken crispy? It's gotta be fake. It's gotta be fake. Oh my god. This one doesn't even make sense. Pay attention. All the chicken dish come with spice. What?
Wow.
Okay.
KFC spice.
I know. There's a lot of people loving this one. Here we go. Oh. This person. Great, you know what I mean? SP. 19 reviews, 18 photos, 1 star 2 years ago. Wi-Fi and sockets don't work.
Oh, thanks. Now I know how my food's gonna taste. Psycho. You have that shit at home?
This guy would just look.
KFC to do
This
that?
guy was just looking to steal some Wi-Fi and download some Russian porn or something. That's all he cared about. Damn KFC. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm thinking this person, they're talking with some slang. I think this must be an American. Oh, sweet. It's 1 first review too. Oh, cool. We'll round out the show with this one. Yeah, we'll round out the segment with this. Oh, perfect. KA. They got to be American. 1 review, 1 photo, 1 star 3 years ago too. I hate this KFC because staff was an asshole. Does not know English, and when I was pointing at the menu, he even bothered himself to look at my order. They look at it, they look at the other person's order, but ignoring me. Ooh, this person's trying to say they're English. They can speak English, but they sure as hell can't write English. Let me read.
I think this person's reviewing the wrong KFC.
He
was like,
I know.
He's like, where do I live again? Moscow?
What? I know, exactly. This is awesome. I love this. This is awesome. Let's break this one down here because this guy is just straight up psychotic. Let me read. I'll read because I was just paraphrasing how terrible this person was. That's the beauty of this, Kelly. He's yelling at somebody else for not knowing how to speak English, but this guy can't write English at all, or he must be wasted. does not know English, and when I point at the menu, he even don't bothering himself to look at to my order, then look at to the other person to get her order and ignoring me. Wow, I know, eh? I demand you to speak my broken English. I demand. They probably were speaking English. Yeah. He just couldn't understand.
Yeah, he's like, don't you know how to not speak English? Idiot.
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird to make fun of someone for not speaking English and then to really not know English yourself. Beautiful.
What I want to look like menu food look at, idiot.
Everyone is saying the same thing. It's a nice place just to hang out. That's just so weird.
Yeah, it's like a pub.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Does McDonald's sell beer?
They must. I'm sure everything probably sells. I know in Japan, Burger King sells beer.
Oh, nice.
But it's just weird. Like this one, someone just reviewed and just the review is 5. 5 is their review.
5.
Oh, that was good.
That's how many stars I left.
KFC in St. Petersburg, pretty good. Not bad. Surprised me a little bit. But let's break for some commercials here. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
Do you enjoy 1v1 games where you can run around and do whatever you want without worrying about your team? Don't play Apex Legends. Do you often get cold on Halloween? Next year, wear a onesie. They're warm. I don't know. That's what I did. Some of them have hoods with faces on them. It's pretty sweet. Do it.
This Halloween, be sure to pack an umbrella, especially if you live in the lower mainland of British Columbia. Rain will fuck up your Halloween. I can tell you that for sure. Water, it pisses you off sometimes.
Fuck you, water.
Have you ever wondered what it'd be like if Mario could fly and have a tail for some reason? Well, then Super Mario 3 is for you on the Super Nintendo console. This cutting-edge, side-scrolling, hop and jump classic will be arriving in stores October 23, 1983. And welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed our messages and go grab yourself a cold, tall glass of water on the house. Tap water, that is. Breaking down both Bellator cards that went down. One on Friday, one on Saturday, and then the UFC that was on early in the morning Saturday. Let's break it down here, starting with Bellator 231. Mir versus Nelson 2. It was a pretty good card, actually. I enjoyed it. I watched it on Friday. I liked it because it was on, had a little bit of time to be able to fast forward through the terrible commercials on the Paramount Network. They got a new set of commercials, at least, thank God. I don't have to listen to this much to say. It was just so funny because like me and my son have like the one like memorized. It's like this kid who like stole a truck.
Yeah.
And the cops is like a cops commercial, and they stole a truck, and me and him, we like do both. we can know it word for word. This is so terrible. Oh shit. Good card though. Opening up though, unfortunately, with the no contest by Jake Hager. We the people with a knee to the nuts. You know what I mean? What? The second knee, Kelly. Did you see it?
No.
Poof. It was nasty. Crow Cop's balls shriveled up when he saw that knee. That's how bad it was. It was real bad knee.
Crow Cop PTSD.
It did. Because like the first one, he like kneed him in the nuts. I think he just was a bad height. I would think it was just a bad height size up for both of those guys because he just was right at nut height. Unfortunately, but you got to watch your knees.
Yeah.
And the first one, the ref's like, no, you didn't knee in the. And then the second one, he kneed him. It wasn't that bad, but the third knee to the nuts, it was the groin strike from hell. That was a
strikes you're out.
3. And the guy just collapsed, and he never really got up after that. He just lied on the ground and never got up, and it was real no contest. Worst, but Jake Hager coming out later on saying he didn't want any of this anyways. The guy just wanted an easy out. Couldn't handle with my power, but I thought he kind of looked a little bit soft in this one, actually. Jake Hager came out and actually got tagged a few times, but obviously the knee strike ends the match.
I hate it when people do illegal shit then blame the other person for like saying that they didn't want any or they're trying to look for a way out. Like,
yeah.
You know, and like Jeremy got his eye scratched, and it's just whatever, man. You did something bad. Just
yeah, exactly. You lost. You know what I mean? Or like you didn't lose, but you know what I mean. You kind of did lose because it went to no contest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one fighter I wanted to touch base on, oddly enough, Rebecca Brigman, making her MMA debut, is actually a porn star. Orion Starr is actually her name, and she's has a big library. Let's just say that. So she's like an active porn star moving over to MMA. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. I just thought I'd touch base on that a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't see that very often, but she loses badly too. Did not look good in her fight. Insert joke here. And Beck Rawlings kind of just got manhandled by Lara Joanne. Crazy, you know what I mean? Did you watch that fight, Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got the shit kicked out of her on her feet. She really couldn't hang with this girl at all for grappling. Really, really good grappler, and that knee bar was just was pretty nasty. But yeah, Rawlings just looked terrible in that fight.
Striking looked bad.
Yeah, everything looked bad. I was like, what the hell is going on here? She looked like she was slow. She really couldn't tee off really on anything. And the takedowns by Joanna were really good, but very weird.
And she was just trying to punch her the whole time. No kicks.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah. It was very weird for that, yeah. Ed Ruth getting a split decision win over Jason Jackson. That was actually probably not a bad fight, actually. If I had to call it, that would be one of the fights of the night. It actually was pretty good. Those guys were really going back and forth. It was a good fight.
I actually had a question about Beck. Is she still in bare knuckle as well?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if she is, man. I think she may have actually, when she signed with Bellator, she signed with Bellator. And then, maybe she's going to be with Bellator for a little while. Who knows? It's a good question, man. I really couldn't say. But Ed Ruth gets a split decision over Jason Jackson. Good fight on that one. Phil Davis kind of getting a weird matchup here with Carl Abrickson. It was actually not a bad fight until he really started eating some punches on the ground. Carl was standing and trading pretty good in the beginning. First 2 rounds were pretty good, but Phil Davis's grappling was just far too much. Let's just say, who the hell is this guy? Carl the King Abrickson. It's got too many consonants altogether there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why he was on. I guess he's from Ryzen. That's weird. Oh, that's why he's a guy from Ryzen. That's kind of cool then. Okay. Fought on Ryzen tons. Beating Vadim Nebkov. Who else did he fight? He lost to Yuri Prokrajek, of course. Most dudes do over there. He's their big guy. Really no one other names to date, and going 9-3. Tough matchup. I thought that was kind of a weird matchup. Maybe it was a last second replacement or something. I was wondering, why is this guy fighting Phil Davis? And Phil Davis calling out for another 205 tournament he wants to be a part of. That brings us to the main event of the evening. Frank Mir taking on Big Country Roy Nelson. It was actually not a bad fight for those two dudes, older guys. I really thought they actually did pretty good. Frank Mir really landed that leg kick just constantly all fight. Really good game plan for him. Roy Nelson kind of landing that overhand right, beating him up pretty good, but it was tough on my scorecard, that's for sure. I guess the leg kicks were what in the judges' eyes that they saw was more effective than Roy Nelson's. Had some good ground and pound. It was good. I thought we would have seen a bit more grappling, but unfortunately that was not the case. And the nod goes to Frank Mir. Do you think we see him again, though, man? In Bellator, Frank Mir or Big Country?
Probably.
It wasn't a terrible looking fight. You know, that's the good thing about it. It actually wasn't a terrible looking fight for both of those dudes. You know, they both didn't look terrible, and you know, I mean, you know, you hate that when you go to watch some veterans, especially in the heavyweight division, and you watch a fight and you're like, that was fucking embarrassing. You know what I mean? And we didn't. I can gladly say that I did not see that.
I can't believe you're trashing BJ Penn like that.
The bad thing about BJ Penn, I've been saying that for a long time about him.
Yeah. You should have just hung it up. You should have just hung it like every fight he gets.
Yeah, like a few years ago. Yeah.
Should have hung it up.
Yeah, man. Let's switch over to the UFC. UFC Fight Night 162, Singapore. Maia versus Askren. I actually didn't watch. I just caught the highlight video, which wasn't bad. There was a few good fights on this one. Alex White losing. He was on a bit of a tear there. Ronda Marcos having a tough split decision against Ashley Yoder. She was looking good. She overcame some adversity. I like that. I like that win for Ronda Marcos. Cyril Gain with a really nice heel hook off Dontail Mays. That was a really nice heel hook. I thought he trained at TriStar, but I think he's actually from France. But I know that GSP is friends with a lot of actually French fighters, not just French Canadian, but actually fighters from France. He's a big trainer and partner over there. Beneil Dariush with a real slick rear naked choke win over Frank Camacho. That was really nice. He really fought the hands, really tough there. Really good ability just to stay on there. He was off center just a little bit too with the rear naked choke, but he sunk it in and kept on hand fighting, but didn't give up. The only fight I didn't see was Stephen Ray versus Michael Johnson. Did you catch the highlights of that one? There was like no highlights to that fight. I didn't see it either. I think it must have been like a super boring fight or something. I didn't see any highlights or any mention of it. You know what I mean? Big win or this or that. You know what I mean?
But Michael Johnson loses again.
Yeah. Crazy, eh?
That is crazy.
And then that brings us to the main event of the evening. Damian Maia taking on Ben Funky Askren. Huge win for Damian Maia. You know, really another one of those great wrestlers that he's put away, with jiu-jitsu. And he did it against Ben Askren. He was looking good on his feet. He wasn't looking great. He never does look great on his feet. But in the grappling, I don't think anyone saw Ben Askren kind of getting manhandled by Maia. You know what I mean? You're seeing one hell of a decline in Ben Askren, a dude who comes over, loses 2 fights, almost loses his first fight, you know what I mean, to be posterized and to be in the history books for the quickest knockout, and now losing to kind of an older veteran in Damian Maia, a dude who's fought a lot, and it was on his way out. This was supposed to be an easy win, a matchup Ben Askren should have asked for, really, and I'm sure he did. Is Ben Askren, though, Kelly, is he the most overrated fighter we've ever seen?
I'd say at this point you could say yes.
Wow.
Like Robbie Lawler, like you're saying, fucking manhandled him until he got him in that headlock that was not quite in, I guess. And then as soon as he let go, Robbie was like ready to fight still. You know what I mean? That was kind of a weird stoppage.
Yeah.
Other than that, he just from start to finish, he got his ass whooped in the UFC.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't look great in the Maia fight. He was going to lose by decision if he didn't lose there. And in the third round, he came out. He looked tired.
Yeah.
How are you tired? You know what I mean? Very weird. Very weird. But a huge win for Maia, putting him back. I said that huge win for Maia, huge loss for Ben Askren. So I think Ben Askren drops out of the top 10 in the UFC rankings, and Maia kind of stays at at that number 10 mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With how deep the 170 division is, it's huge. Huge. I think unfortunately, I could see Damian Maia having a matchup against Rafael dos Anjos in the future here, maybe in a Brazilian card or something like that, headline some minor, a smaller arena show or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool, but we could see that coming down too. Ben Askren, what happens now? I guess he fights out his contract and goes back to Bellator, I guess, or something.
Start getting beaten Bellator.
Yeah, oof. I could see that. 170 in Bellator is a pretty good deep division.
When you fight, everybody was a nobody
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In ONE FC, everyone totally was a nobody. He had like I think it was like Louis Sapo or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a guy he had like a rivalry with because it was like a bad eye poke ended one fight, and then I think Sapo came in overweight for another one or something like that. And so they had like a bit of a back and forth, but no one even knows who this dude is. Yeah. So just weird like that. Finally here, let's break it down. Bellator 232. McDonald versus Lima 2. Good. It was a good card. Good card. They had Kimbo Slice Jr., Kevin Ferguson Jr., Baby Slice beating Craig Campbell. Kind of crazy on that one, a quick finish, but some of those elbows, were best definitely to like the spine and the back of the head, but
yeah, I agree.
The ref didn't see it that way, I guess, and he gets the win because the dude was knocked unconscious because he got the back of his head crushed in.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Nick Newell loses, only by split decision, too, against Luis Muro. Nick Newell, man, he had a really, really good showing. Almost, to get choked out by a dude with one arm. But what was fucked up, and I wonder if it's going to be brought up, Nick Newell was using his stub to punch this dude in his face. You know what I mean?
You can't?
Well, it doesn't have a glove on it. You know what I mean? But I guess it's kind of like a knee, I guess. You know what I mean?
Elbow.
Yeah, an elbow. Yeah. But he was straight up punching him with his stub. You know what I mean? I guess it would be like an elbow. You know what I mean? But it almost seems like
a better elbow because it's longer.
Yeah, exactly. It almost seems like it probably feels weird. Like it's probably like a lot of nerve endings there, so it probably feels like a weird sensation for Nick Newell to do it. So that's probably why he wouldn't want to do it. But it looked like it was effective. But he actually looked good. He looked good, but unfortunately lost. You know what I mean? You don't want to see this dude lose because he's such a fighter, such a hero. I was gonna put him on the list. That was the stipulation to be on the Natural Born Killers list, was to win this next fight, man, and you lost. Back to the drawing board, Nick Newell. You know what I mean? It's I'm not gonna give him preferential treatment just because he's got one arm. He wouldn't want it that way. But Nick Newell, you know what I mean? You can still hang his head high. Going to a split decision with a dude with two arms. God damn, that's tough. The one fight I really want to break down is I think we have a legend in the making here, and Patrick Patchy Mix getting another super slick submission against Isaiah Chapman. This dude is on another grappling level. Patchy Mix, so good. He knows his striking is not very good, and I feel bad if he has to go up against a really good striker. Hopefully he can just do what he's done every fight. Rush in, grab the dude, take him down, and submit him. And you know what I mean? And that's what we saw here. The thing I loved about this was the takedown he did to take him down. Such a slip. It was almost like a front whizzer, almost kind of by using his knee to tilt Chapman and just to really take him up. Lift, tilt, kick him over with his knee to be able to get his feet from underneath him and then throw him down. What a beautiful takedown. And then to lock in the body triangle, take his back, and get that crazy knee bar submission. This shit does not get better than this guy. Watch out for Patrick Mix here. This guy is going to be a champion one day. You heard it here first, folks. I was super impressed with his last fight, and I was even more impressed with this fight. Patrick Mix is going to be a champion, and I can't say enough good things about this guy. Paul Daly coming out with a huge win against Sadawad. What a punch. Did you see the highlight on that one, Kelly? Holy shit. Patrick Daly really looked good. He, did good on the ground. He really was doing his stand-ups on another level. This is another dude who's really, you got to watch out when you're striking with Paul Daly. That's for damn sure. And it just was a punch from hell. He just really stepped into it, cranked him right over with the punch. It couldn't have been a more clean shot right to the side of the head, and gets the huge TKO win. Sadawad was too tough to be KO'd, but man, last second replacement. Balls on Sadawad to step up against a very tough dude in Paul Daly with such short notice. My hat goes off to him. Anyway you slice it, though, Paul Daly's a threat at 170 in the Bellator division. That's for damn sure. That brings us to the main event of the evening. Douglas the Phenom Lima versus Rory the Red King McDonald. You know what I mean? Was it? I gotta say, was it Lima being good or was it Rory McDonald being bad for this one here, Kelly? And I think it's a little bit of both. Where Douglas Lima, he didn't look great in the first 2 rounds. He didn't look that great. But once Rory McDonald started getting jabbed up, he started getting sloppy with that takedown. It's almost like he kind of lost the will like we've seen him do before. He was starting to lose in the fight a little bit, and he just kind of takes a back seat and starts packing it in. What did you take from it, Kelly? Did you think it was a bad performance by Rory McDonald?
I think Rory's last 4 or 5 fights were pretty bad.
Yeah.
He's definitely not who he used to be when he was fighting Robbie Lawler in the UFC. He's not the same guy who beat Tyrone Woodley. I don't know. I think he's at the end of his career. I think he just took too much damage.
Yeah.
Too early in his fight career.
Yeah.
And fighting Gegard and Mousasi definitely didn't help.
No.
I think he just took too much damage, man. I think he's on his way out.
The one even early in his career is a fight I watched live in Vancouver against he had the natural born killer Carlos Condit as one of his early fights. That was
brutal.
Yeah, and he was doing good. Yeah, exactly. He was winning good, but then he ate a ton of elbows on the ground at the end to lose the fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. No matter who you are, that's going to damage you a little bit too. Exactly. Then go to war with Robbie Lawler. You know what I mean? And then really get one hell of a beating. With that, I think BJ Penn actually helped his stock because he made BJ Penn look terrible. Yeah. I think now comes out BJ Penn was a lot easier fight than most of us had thought. Where does he go from here though? Really, you know what I mean? Tough call. What does Rory McDonald do from here?
Coach.
Wow, coach. Huh.
Or just take easy fights, super fights.
Yeah.
I mean, super fights wouldn't even be good at this point.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, weird. Very weird.
He took a year off to heal his nose. He came back, and he was just never the same.
No, his nose was never really the same, yeah. Maybe it was more facial damage than we thought, you know what I mean? Obviously, he took a lot. One huge announcement was Michael Chandler will be taking on Benson Henderson in Japan for their year-end show. So Bellator will be making a splash with that matchup, the rematch between those dudes. I think that's gonna be a good fight. But with Rory McDonald, you know what I mean? Does you know what I mean? One of the, like you said, a coach, Kelly. Do you think we could see like an Ultimate Fighter Bellator style? You do think Bellator would do something like that?
That'd be a good idea if they did.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd go that route just because it's kind of like an old
formula, like the reality TV show isn't as popular as it used to be.
Yeah, exactly. But he could be a face in Bellator, maybe a commentator.
Yeah, I could see that.
DC. I don't think he should be fighting anymore.
Yeah, I agree. His contract is up. So we'll see what happens with Rory McDonald. And it looks like Lorenz Larkin will be getting the next crack at the back against Douglas Lima. The man who's $1 million richer.
But that actually improved MVP's stock as well. So the only guy he lost to has the belt. Now it's a good rematch too when he gets.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. If they ever stop giving him cans.
Yeah. So Michael Venom Page, he has a direct line or like a backstory for the rematch, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're true. Yeah, the guy who beat him. I think Douglas Lima is a winnable fight for anybody, really, because Douglas Lima is a really, really well-rounded fighter. I just don't think he's really got. Sometimes he doesn't show up in the best of shape. I think he's such a gym rat. I think he injures himself too much.
Yeah.
And I think he's too tough to say anything about it. Oh yeah, good weekend of fights. Good man. Good weekend of fights. And about rounds it up. I just want to give a special shout out to everyone listening out there. Thanks for tuning in every week, everybody. Love you all. Hit us up on Twitter @andnewpodcast. Always, we got some new followers. Some more gamers. Or maybe we'll do like some lean towards gaming, maybe a little bit heavier, something like that. Maybe it's super popular. Talk a little bit about gaming, but maybe lean towards it more. You know what I mean? Even it's the whole streaming thing. You know what I mean?
My Xbox quick kills, but if you add me, send a message. Otherwise, I won't add you, or I just might block you because it's kind of creepy if people just add me and don't say anything. So just let me know where you found me or whatever.
Yeah, if you listen to the show, that'd be cool. Yeah, how cool would that be? Reaching out to people, play Apex Legends through a podcast show. Very strange. The world we live in, folks. All right, well, that about wraps it up here, folks. My name is Steven, for producer and co-host extraordinaire Kelly. You've been listening to the